Next topic we have in the video is the concept of Web 3. This is important because relating to science and technology questions, UPSC generally coins the terms and they ask the terms coined, that on what platform this thing is working or what does it mean. So just to remember quickly that Web 3 works on the blockchain technology concept. And how is it different from Web 1 and Web 2 or 1.0, 2.0? The concept of Web 3, also called Web 3.0, used to describe a potential next phase of the internet. Created quite a buzz in 2021. So we have this level of advancement in the internet browsing theme or system. We had this Web 1.0, now Web 1.2, 2.0, now it is the Web 0.30. Next phase is coming, which is basically working on the blockchain technology concept. Because UPSC in 2017 or 18 asked, what is Internet of Things? Internet of Things. It was just a concept actually. It was asked in the prelims examination. So we believe that this topic is also important on those lines. The model, a decentralized internet to be run on blockchain technology, decentralized. So this Web 3 is not going to be centralized, rather it will be decentralized. That would be different from the versions in use Web 1.0 and Web 2.0. Of the earlier versions, Web 1.0 was mostly static in nature, where the information was provided by the creators and it was static, nobody could change it. Where users would go to a website and read and interact with static information. The differentiating characteristic of Web 2.0, which we use now, is that users can create content. For example, bloggings, video creatings, for example, Insta, FB, Snapchat, Twitter, and what else? YouTube, or that one which was actually banned, where like Indian youth started wearing saris and suits, and they used to dance, and they were making great amount of or great volume of followers on that app, which was actually banned by government of India. That was TikTok. Indian youth got very fond of wearing lipstick and like applying those red polishes on the face and bindi, and that, like, I was talking about the men's, not females. Now in Web 2.0, most of the data in the internet and the internet traffic are owned or handled by a few large companies, creating issues of data privacy, data security, and abuse of data. Because in this manner, Insta, FB, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, they are using your face, your moves, your backgrounds, your biometrics details sometimes, etc. In this manner, because like we have Face ID as well, in this manner we are letting those big companies to have an access about you. So that is why this data insecurity and data abuse scope is very much there. But Web 3 offers a solution to these problems because it is working on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is that like a series is going on, and from that series only a bracket is needed, or a bracket is affected, then the previous part remains same and safe, is known as blockchain technology. What is Web 3 and how will it address the problems of data monopoly? Web 3 enables peer-to-peer, that is seller to buyer transaction, by eliminating the role of intermediary. Currently, if a seller has to make a business to the buyer, both the buyer and seller need to be registered on a shop or platform like Amazon, eBay, Flipkart, or any such e-commerce portal. What this platform currently does is that it authenticates that the buyer and sellers are genuine parties for the transaction. Web3 tries to remove the role of the platform. So here, seller and buyer, they will coordinate as peer-to-peer. For the buyers to be authenticated, the usual proofs aided by blockchain technology will be used. The same goes for the seller. With blockchain, the time and place of transactions are recorded permanently. That proves the authenticity. So that means no third party involvement is required to establish the identity, prove the authenticity and whatsoever. That will be worked by blockchain technology, and hence the mediators and the collection of data and scope of data misuse will be eradicated in the game. This concept can be extended to other transactions also. For example, considering a social media application where you want to share pictures with your followers. It could be a broadcast operation from you aided by blockchain, and you don't need social media accounts for all the participants to be able to perform this. For example, you are making accounts on Snapchats. Snapchats has thousands of photographs that belongs to you, your families. And those who are in your friend group or whatsoever, and now in the greed of having more followers and large followers, the acceptance of following request, the account synchronization is generally in the action and in the line. In this manner, person can actually intrude in your personal identification system where your basic information is provided, and that is also becoming a reason of increasing cyber crimes. So this blockchain technology will come in the rescue. The key concepts in Web3 seen so far are peer-to-peer transaction and blockchain. The spirit of Web3 is decentralized autonomous organization, that is DAO, which is that all the businesses rules and governing rules in any transaction are transparently available for anyone to see, and software will be written conforming to these rules. Cryptocurrency and blockchain are technologies that follow the DAO principle. With DAO, there is no need for a central authority to authenticate or validate, because the central authority becomes the repository of data, and that repository has what sort of obligations, terms and condition, it is only known to them. General people, general masses cannot know, and they fall prey to these kind of cyber crimes and issues because their sensitive and critical data are in the hands of third party system. So this third party is basically removed from this arena, and the centralization will become the decentralized autonomous organization. And here the youth or the generation who are going high on internet, they are basically being saved by the use of applications of Web 3.0 because they are more private, safe and secured. And this is what future is looking for, because everything is going to be on screen, on palms, through Internet of Things, etc. So this is about this Web3 concept. Next we have Guru Ravidas, taking a topic from culture area. Guru Ravidas, teachings and literary works. The Hindu, the references given, so we have to just cover it up. The Chief Minister of Punjab wrote to the Election Commission of India demanding the postponement of the February 14 Assembly election in Punjab in view of Guru Ravidas Jayanti. The birth anniversary of Guru Ravidas falls on February 16. Now what is it? About Ramanand. He was a Vaishnava saint settled in Uttar Pradesh and considered to be the founder of Ramanandi Sampradaya, which is the largest ascetic community in India. He was a devotee of Lord Rama. He made an attempt towards a synthesis between Advaita Vedanta and Vaishnava Bhakti. Important for prelims. Advaita Vedanta and Vaishnava Bhakti, he made a synthesis between. He is venerated as a guru in the region of Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and mainly Punjab and Haryana. Ravidas was an Indian mystic poet saint of the Bhakti movement and founder of the Ravidasiya religion during 15th to 16th century. So during this period, who was the ruler or ruleship of Mughals in India and in Punjab, because the context is in Punjab. He was a poet, saint, social reformer and spiritual figure. And this was also the period of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And how these two synthesis of these two great personalities came in, that is important for us to study. While his original occupation was leather work, a demeaning work, that means he was coming from a lower strata, social strata, according to his social position. But he was influenced from Bhakti movement, which was tried to end of many evils of society which was spread in society of that time. He began to spend most of his time in spiritual pursuits as Vaishnava Hindu in the Ramanand tradition. He abandoned Saguna with attributes, image forms of supreme beings, and focused on the Nirguna form of supreme beings. The Saguna means idol worship. That means God has no shape or face. Hence, God can be anything and his greatness should be worshipped. And not through rituals, puja part, rather kirtan. That means praising the God through the music, through the words, through the literally through the spoken gestures, so that every single person of the society can actually feel connecting to this stream of bhaktism in the world, in the society. And you don't have to have materials, elements or yajnas to perform, or desi ghee to perform your yajnas, or making expensive contributions. Rather, you just have to close your eyes, join your hands and remember the God, and whatever comes to your mind in good thoughts and spirits, that is God, because God is always Nirguna Bhakti and he is the supreme being, and he could be having any form. He is in birds, he is in soil, he is in water, he is in atmosphere, he is around you and he is inside you. This is what the basic teaching of Sikhism, who has this religion has included the basic tenets, good tenets, and that is focusing on the people from the lower strata of the society to also follow and feel the part of religion system, can actually make good contribution. And this is what the philosophical theories behind these religions coming into existence, Nirguna. As his poetic hymns in regional language inspired other and breathed a spirit of humility and self-surrender, he did not indulge in high philosophic speculation about the nature and essence of God and his relation with the world and man. So he kept himself very simple, and he loved God and praised God through music and wordings, so that everyone who has mouth and ear with joined hands can also do the bhakti to the God. His cardinal doctrines are not different from those of Kabir, and like him he uses Rekhta, even the Persian language, and Sufi terms to show the identity of Hinduism and Islam. So these people also focused on the religious solidarity and worked upon strengthening social fabric of society. And they always admired one God belong to all, because no one has seen their God. They are just making a speculation, and those speculations are not good, because that is only dividing the people or religious lines. Whereas the Nirguna Bhakti says that you just close your eyes and the God is with you in whatever form it comes to you. That is your thinking, and you should be positive always, because God resides on your tongue, God resides in your thought, God resides in your mind. This is what it means. He believed in God, who was the absolute Lord of all. This is what we said. The Adi Granth and Panchvani are the two of the oldest documented sources of the literary works of Guru Ravidas. Ravidasa's poetry covers topics such as definition of a just state where there are no second or third class unequal citizens. This is what we have said, social fabric. The need for dispassion and who is real yogi. He called this concept of just state as Begampura, where there is no place for any kind of grief or fear. Begam. In Hindi, if I write Begampura, where no sorrow, no fear, no greed, no irony resides. Begum means state without pity. And what is Begum is actually opposite of love. So hence, when there is no gum or no sorrow, that means there are happiness, there is love, there is prosperity, there is connectivity, there is communication, and Pura means state. The songs of Ravidas discuss Nirguna Saguna theme as well as ideas that are the foundation of Nath Yoga philosophy of Hinduism. Ravidas' teachings agreed with Vedic and ancient scripture. He subscribed to non-dualism, discussed spiritual ideas and philosophy with everyone, including Brahmins, without gender or caste discrimination. According to him, if any person does all the religious ritual and he has lack of humanity, then all these religious rituals are in vain. So that means the love is the basic idea of religion. And love is blind, that sees no distinction among people. Love is selfless, because when you are being selfless, then only you can actually fall in love with others. I know this is not a love story class or loveology class, but yes, we have to elaborate or break this word so that you can understand the different context of these loves can be implied in many aspects of your life, be it public or private. Ravidas is the founder of devotional religious practice, now a separate religion, Ravidasya. Ravidasya means words of philosophy spoken by Ravi. Dasya. His statement is that the religious seeker should remember God day and night, giving up religious disputes. Ravidas realized the condition of society of that time and gave a practical solution through religion. Anant Das, a writer who belonged to the Bhakti poet saint Ramananda group, wrote a biography of major Bhakti poet saints around 1600s CE. This text, called the Parkais or Parchais, included Ravidas among the saints whose biography and poems were included. Parchais. So this is about Saint Ravidas, who has given a new idea or versions in the lines of religious guidelines and within the setup of the then societal context, that religion is nowhere a system of loving to the God. Rather, religion should be that where the teachings are so simple and understood to all the members of the society that they do not need any kind of specific arrangement, scene, atmosphere, material to remember the God or to love with God. So this is about Ravidas, saint on whose birth anniversary or occasion Punjab CM has demanded to the election commission that should be deferred or postponed for some time. So this was all about Ravidas.